9 with more news. How about that, Matt Dursick, coming
How
up
about
with
that?
last segment of AM Beaver County.
All right. Thank you, Diane.
My
Thank you for
pleasure.
that. That's Diane Brocious with news on the 5s and 30s. And, of course, she will have news during noonday. She'll be doing a full hour of it beginning at 12:05. So we're going to stick around for that here on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA. As of the moment, 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. And, it's I was talking before the news about the idea of, the extremism of, sexual culture, really having a big toll on sex education. Really, just to teach anything in these cultures. I mean, people have been worried about, whitewashing culture and getting rid of, cleansing culture. And I'm not for that. And realistically, I think, the reason they call it media, is because it's supposed to be a medium. It's supposed to be a channel in which we find out information, or we just, find things, whether it be information, entertainment, news, different types of stuff, But again, when these mediums go to extremes, and because that's the thing with the media, they're supposed to be a medium. They're supposed to say this, it's what's going on. And whenever you have the national news focusing on extremes, they're basically trying to say, for whatever reason, that, hey, this is what's going on. This is what you should be paying attention to. Not this. I mean, they're presenting these anomalies of humanity, like ISIS, like Nazis, like, these, protesters like Antifa. They're presenting them as if they're the norm. They're presenting them as if this is what we should be focusing on. They are presenting this without any balance of good in the world. And it's stupid. It is irresponsible. And these news networks should be ashamed of themselves. That's why I say at the end of every show that I do, support local media. Because these corporations, these local media, they have to focus. I mean, granted, around here, you're going to get a lot of negative news stories saying, we have, several dead and several, but they're not going to present it, with an opinion like, why were they dead? Was it because he lived in this area of the suburbs, or, hey, he lived in this area of Pittsburgh, or maybe it was the clothes he was wearing. Local news media doesn't do that. You get a half an hour of news every night. You know what? Maybe that's all you need. But no, these 24-hour news cycles present these extremes of, focus on ISIS, your life is in trouble, focus on ISIS, or no, focus on these neo-Nazis, or hey, focus on what the president said, or hey, focus on this, because these are things so out of the ordinary, but guess what, we're going to try to make them ordinary, because that means you're going to watch us. Believe in us. We are Fox News. We are CNN. We are MSNBC. Bow to us. Bow to us. We are your leaders. Bow to us. It is so irresponsible and criminal for these mediums to be so extreme and not present a balance of good and bad, that they are responsible for the degradation of American culture as we know it. That is what they are responsible for. They are responsible for the degradation, the violence, the division of American people. They are not presenting the good in this country. And I'll tell you what, if President Trump wants to be fair and balanced as a president, you know what he should do? He should make a mandatory effect right now that Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC are gone. They will be gone. And they will not degrade this country anymore. They will not further ruin the sanctions of good in this country. There are good people in this country. The majority of the people in this country will not harm each other. They will not make any sort of means to destroy each other. They are good people who will let others live their lives. And yeah, they may be judgmental sometimes. Yeah, they maybe say, oh, that person's not doing right. Oh, yeah, they maybe have a little opinions that are superficial and have problems. But you know what? They're just normal people. we're not perfect. We're all sinners. We all have different parts of us that we wish we could be better at. But you know what? At least we're not killing anybody in the name of religion or skin color or anything like that. But no, all these news stations want to do is focus on these people who kill. They focus on the people who hate. They're not balancing this with anything that is good. They are focusing on what is evil in this world. They are presenting evil in a way that is just an absolute aberration. It is an absolute aberration. And I know what some of you may be thinking. Well, we have to know about this to stop them. Well, guess what? Maybe instead of, sitting there and saying, oh, well, here's some extremists, now fear. Hey, it's like, hey, here's some extremists, go out and get them. They want to make it like this is just, hey, these people are out there, they're gonna come to get you. It's obscene. It is irresponsible. And if it were up to me, if I were the president of the United States right now, these news stations, these 24-hour news stations that are filler, they are, presenters of hate, they will be gone, and they will be gone forever. 724-843-1888, 724-774-1888. Good morning, you're on AM Beaver County.
Good morning, Matt. I'm glad to hear you talking like that. I'm really glad to hear you. You're right. The news media is crazy. Do you know, I don't mean your station, I'm talking about the national news. When I was growing up, I loved Walter Cronkite. I don't think you remember him.
I know who he is, but...
He was a good... I'll tell you what, Matt, he was honest and good. Everybody loved Walter Cronkite. Yeah. That's the kind of news people we used to have.
Right.
Okay? Now we got a bunch of idiots. You're right, they're trying to start trouble. They show so much stuff they don't need to show. And furthermore, that mayor in Charlottesville, Virginia, why did he give them a permit, the Nazis, to protest? Why did he even do that when he knew it was going to be trouble?
Yeah,
right?
That's a very good question. I'm not sure. I mean,
he could legally deny them a permit. I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
Because he knew they were going to cause trouble. I don't like Nazis either.
Right.
I'm a white person. I don't like Nazis.
Nobody does.
They almost annihilated the Jews.
Yeah.
And what they did to the black people, and I think it's terrible. I really do. But poor Donald Trump's getting blamed for everything. He can't say anything right.
Well,
you notice that?
Yeah, I am noticing that. And to be fair, I'm not agreeing with a lot of stuff he's saying either.
Well, no, I don't agree with everything he says either. That's right. I didn't agree with every president, everything they said, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Right.
Yeah, every president, we don't agree with everything everybody says. We're different people. But the point I'm trying to make is his daughter's married to a Jewish person.
Right.
So why would he like Nazis?
Yeah. I mean, like I said the other day, I think the one issue with the president or with President Trump is that he's still sort of in this business world mentality where the people he's working with are very pleased with what he does, and now he's in a position where there's going to be automatically people who don't like anything he says, and I just think he's not in the right state of mind to do that. I mean, I don't want him to fail as president. I want him to succeed.
No, it's going to ruin the country if he does.
Right, but I feel like he's still getting used to this idea of being surrounded by people who may have questions about him or simply people who don't like him. And
see, that's what the businessman, I understand that, but I hope he grows and learns that he's going to have to deal with this, without being so thin-skinned, I guess they call them.
Right.
See, I'm sort of like that, too. Since I was a little kid, I've been picked on, okay? My own mother picked on me. I had a very mean mother. And I'm sort of that way. Right away, I take offense, and it might not even be a reason to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's I don't know why his reason is, but I know why I get like that,
Right.
But, no, I'm glad to hear you saying that. You're right. The news media, they are something else.
Mm-hmm.
There was another radio station I listened to in the afternoon. It's KDK. I listened to Mike Pintack.
Okay.
I don't know if you know him or not.
Right. I know.
He's got...
Shame on you for listening to another station, but go on.
Well, when you guys were up there, I listened to him. Sometimes I listen to yours in the evening.
I know.
So he's got cancer. He's got... what's that called? Pancreatic cancer.
Right.
So I hope you guys would maybe say a prayer for him,
Right.
But he's like you guys. He's mad at the news media. He feels the same way. So they got to start, reporting the news fairly,
Right, yeah. And
I'm glad to hear you this morning, Matt. You really got me woke up here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, Matt.
You have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 724-843-1888 and 724-774-1888. Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing whenever people do this, and I understand. Sometimes you have to report the news, like what happens in Charlottesville, and you may have to talk about it for a little while. But in just all honesty, I mean, you just have to wonder, why are they focusing on all these negative things, and why are they only focusing on, I mean, granted, we've seen Anchorman, we've seen how, doing a pet fashion show may be degrading to news reporting, but still, I mean, you have to balance it out somehow, I think, because all you talk about is the bad, then people who don't know any better are just going to think it's all bad, That's the responsibility of the media, and they're using it in the wrong way. Good morning, you're on AM Beaver County.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
I want to make a comment on your last caller's remark about Walter Cronkite.
Okay.
I strongly disagree.
Oh.
I kind of hold him responsible for the catastrophe in Vietnam because on every news show he would repeat, "The war is lost." And he was referring to the Vietnam War that America was losing. And once you set that mindset, I think that's what caused people to really give up. And it made it tough for our Vietnam veterans as well.
So,
all right, have a good day.
Hey, you too. Thank you for that. 724-774-1888, 724-843-1888. See, I preface this by saying I was not alive during the Vietnam War. I was, I was born whenever the Korean War was being over and we were fighting Saddam Hussein the first time. So I, don't know about, I wasn't able to analyze the nightly musings of Mr. Cronkite. But, I mean, again, I feel like Vietnam is such a murky subject to begin with because really what were we fighting for? And really, maybe when he said the war is lost, maybe he said something like, there's no cost to it, And again, not everybody's perfect, and you have to use that journalistic responsibility. And I'm sure Cronkite probably had a few slip-ups every now and then. Maybe the Vietnam War was one of them. But, I feel like even that compared to what we're seeing now, where they're just blatantly putting extremism on 24/7, it's disgusting. It is disgusting, and I just don't wish anybody on it. Again, if it were up to me, the 24-hour news cycle would be gone. And people would say, "Oh, MSNBC, yo, Fox News," but in reality, this all started with CNN as sort of this 24-hour news cycle, under the musings of Ted Turner, And trust me, as both a Pirates fan and a man with common sense, I absolutely despise Ted Turner. I despise Ted Turner because he is responsible for that news cycle being, sort of the entertainment news that has become the extreme these days. And not only that, but he was the man who's responsible for the Atlanta Braves, and I'm not a huge fan of them either. I wish I had the clip of Sid Bream right now, but I'm not going to subject you all to that, or myself for that matter. Hey, your neighborhood shopping place has gotten even closer. That's because you can visit the Hopewell Shopping Center merch directory right now wherever you are at beavercountyradio.com. That's right. See pictures and get information from all the stores on your phone, tablet, or computer. You can also find out more about prime retail space leasing. Opportunities available right now at the Hopewell Shopping Center while browsing the merchant directory. It's your neighborhood shopping place, now just a click away on beavercountyradio.com, the Hopewell Shopping Center. Good morning, you're on AM Beaver County.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning, Georgie.
How you doing?
I'm doing quite all right.
Good. Hey, that gentleman just called you there. The Vietnam War, if we were supposedly lost that war, okay, it's because we were told to retreat. If we took a hill over, we had to retreat. Why they have a DMZ zone? There's a lot of issues that went on in Vietnam that people don't really know what happened. And I think the news media back then was trying to give the correct news, but they weren't letting all these issues out, what was going on.
Right.
And so there's two factors involved with that. And people really don't know what the heck really went on over there unless you were over there. That's the only way you know.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, the news media, they are right up the soldiers' butts. And I don't think that was right here. When there's war, there shouldn't be news media around. That's my saying it.
All right.
Thank you very much.